Ladies and gentlemen, the crisis caused by the pandemic posed new challenges for companies. All market participants had to find new models, as you all may know, adjust strategies and devise ways to stay in touch with customers and partners and find out how to continue to operate successfully. In this online forum, we will talk about new strategies, products and services that leading regional and global companies have implemented and put it in focus to stay on top. Thanks for being with us, and we're going to start in a few moments. We're back after commercials. Premium sponsors, DAHUA Technology, Hikvision, Mark Networks, Zekateco. Gold sponsors, Alarm Automatica, Spica, Avigilon, Vivotech. So for all of you who do not understand Croatian, if you want to ask questions to our dear friends who will be doing their presentations, we just want to inform you that you can do it through the chat version of the Zoom, and then our administrators will leave some questions in about an hour when we start to answer them. Now we're going to visit our dear friend from Poland. Jacek will now be doing his presentation. Hello again, nice to see you, Jacek.
Hi, can you hear me?
Of course we can hear
Perfect.
you. We want to see how DAHUA did it after Myler said what they did. So we want to know, how are you doing? Because we all know that you are still Facebook friends, even though you work for other companies. That's always nice to hear. And to
absolutely. We have a blog
to share
on
some
Facebook
knowledge.
even.
Yeah.
Called, we even have a blog on Facebook called CCTV Nerds, and there are actually 5 different competitors, that in business are fighting. And in reality, we still love to talk about technology.
Of course, that's why we have you with us, of course, here today. You have your 10 minutes as well. Sad malo na hrvatskom, ti donekle to razumiješ ili je blizak poljskome. Krećemo na predavanje našeg dragog partnera koji će nam predstaviti što je to DAHUA Technology napravila kao jedan od vodećih ponuđača rješenja u globalnoj video nadzornoj industriji. Krećemo, Jacek, your 10 minutes starts. 10 minut, izvoli.
All right, perfect. So, hello again, everybody. My name is Jacek Węglarz. I'm a technology evangelist at DAHUA Technology. And today I'm here to talk about how we have faced those new challenges. And also I'm here today to break the record of speaking the fastest in my life, because I have 4 hours of content and I need to squeeze it into 10 minutes. So here we go. So what has changed? If you look at it, there are 2 things to look: the people and the business. So from the people perspective and from my life perspective, I love making my shows, the shows in Zagreb and shows in Bosnia and Herzegovina. All the shows have been a fantastic experience for me. I love meeting the people and talking to you, but we had to go and move it to the web because, of course, DAHUA has moved everything offline. As you saw earlier, I'm working from my kitchen right now. So, if you need some rice, or I even have toilet paper here, you never know. We had to go save. So after many hours and many nights of preparations, my home, which you are at right now, my guest, has become a little TV studio for webinars. But also we wanted to still teach customers how to do workshops, how to use our cameras. So we were the first in the industry to do virtual hands-on workshops when everybody actually gets their own camera. We have access to that camera dedicated to our customers, and they can test it, they can set it up, they can learn how to do it. And we even prepared a screen that the cameras were looking at so they can see in reality how the artificial intelligence, for example, can behave. But, there's one part is the company itself, so us, keeping us safe. There are 2 more things when it comes to business. First of all is, how do we help the society? And second of all is, how do we help our partners, our customers to survive this really difficult period? So we have been really hard at work talking about 3 main topics. 3 main topics. So the topic number 1, the hottest topic that has helped a lot of our partners survive this difficult time and also help the communities, is the human body temperature measurement solution, also called HBM. So what we wanted from this system, I'm going to summarize it in an extreme condensed way, is we needed a system that is efficient and it's accurate. Accuracy is the most important thing, because as you can see in the industry, for many years, I used to live in Taiwan, and every time, even 10 years ago, every time I was screened by this old school thermal camera. And we don't want to talk about those last century devices because very often they are very low resolution. They're not suitable for screening temperature of humans. They have no black body calibrator, and all scientists agree that this is not the way to do it. With no AI, they're just adapted, they're not dedicated for this, and they have very big noise ratio. And we are really passionate about this to actually make sure that this doesn't happen. And we want to actually help the societies with providing a really good solution. And that's exactly what we did. With our solution, you can safely measure the temperature from 3 meters away between the person and a thermal camera, of course, because we are masters at cameras, and of course the black body calibrator that ensures that whatever changes the ambient temperature, humidity, whatever changes in the scene, we are still fine because we don't live in the lab. And our solution, of course, is so smart with the AI. It not only detects the face, it finds the right spot, because obviously, as the scientists have proven, the forehead is not the best spot to actually measure it. I don't know if you knew this. The eye corner is the ideal place. I'm going to address this in a minute. So we needed something fast, something efficient, something really quick and smart. But I'm not going to talk about the specs that we have, of course, very high specs, but we don't have time for this today. We have a full version of this webinar another time. And we can actually assure high accuracy because of a black body calibrator, which is a device of a known temperature, known emissivity. It absorbs all the outside noise, and it's recommended by the scientists and the ISO, the International Standardization Organization. So this is why we can do the really high accuracy, because when you don't have black body, there are so many different errors that can go wrong, and then they can influence the temperature measurement. In the laboratory, can get +-1 degree, which is already not good enough. And we don't live in the perfect world. Of course, the humidity can change, the temperature can change. Let's hope it goes as high as possible. I miss the summer, So this is why we have been pushing so much to talk about technology, so everybody talks about on the same technological level and not just marketing. And we also acknowledge what ISO is saying, that you do need black body. Well, unless there is no law of physics, there's no science, there's no air, we live in a vacuum and everybody is identical, which is obviously not true. Now, speaking of the high resolution, for example, this is what I was talking about earlier. The forehead is not the ideal place to actually measure the temperature of the forehead, which you probably didn't know, although it's getting more and more momentum in the market. The eye area is the ideal. So this is really important. I want to point that out. And of course, even scientists use the black body, because the actual best measurement is in the eye area, according to the International Organization of Standardization and Electrotechnical Committee. And we actually allow the communities and we are installed in many hospitals. We give you the 9 required by the ISO pixels, the eye corner area, because this is the thermograph. This is, you see those white areas on the face, which are the hottest, biologically hottest areas. It's called the campus. You can Google it if you don't trust me. With our high resolution camera, you can see those data points. With those low resolution cameras that are still on the market, actually, you simply cannot even distinguish the difference between the eye and the forehead. It's not just the resolution, it is also the lens. Even the cameras with the same resolution with wider angle simply do not give you the right pixel size on the face. But it's not the time to talk about those specifications. You can, of course, join our webinar another time. But there are some BS myths on the market that I need to address, because it just makes me really angry about this. For example, the fact that a lot of manufacturers say that you don't need the black body, and they claim to be able to do 0.5 degrees centigrade, which obviously in the reality, in the specifications of the sensor, it's 0.5 up to 2 degrees without black body. That's how it simply is. So, of course, we have all the proof that to show you how it is in the real case scenario, but we don't have time for that today. Today is just a teaser. It's like a trailer for the full, Jacek show movie, sort of, And speaking of the low temperature, of course, again, if you have low resolution and the fever starts in those little areas, you're simply not able to detect the fever because the camera cannot see it. So, and this is not time for marketing BS. It's time to talk about technology. But this was like just a teaser. I leave you a lot of crazy information. For more, of course, you need to get in touch with us to get the full version. I think you'll be very shocked about what we have to show you. Second hottest topic in the industry is the customer flow control. It's also something that, well, it's actually required by the law in many countries. For example, in Poland as well, you have to limit the number of people in the shop. So we help those shops. There's a shop in front of me. I see it outside of the window that is doing this. We inform how many people are inside the store and when it's safe to come in, so we can prevent the crowds. And it's very simple, actually, with the AI-based camera, because it's all about AI fighting the new challenges, with the NVR or software, and we can simply display how many people are inside the store and when it's safe to enter. But wait, there's more, as the name of my show is. The system, of course, is expandable. So what if you want to actually not just make people safer, but As a retailer, you want to make more money. You want to inform people about new guidelines. You want to inform people about new products. You can simply make this into digital signage. So not only you inform the customers about what's happening, you can also advertise whatever you want. It's up to you. And the system, of course, can work automatically. It's safe to enter, or maybe you should wait a little bit. So first of all, again, protecting your customers, advertising, and earning more with promotions. And you can use it for many years come. And the last topic that we have been focusing on to help our partners to survive this difficult period of time is the no mask detection solution, when the AI and the camera simply signals that somebody is not wearing a mask. So you can even connect speakers to our NVR, and it can just say, please wear a mask. Simple as that. So those are very simple solutions that simply just work and help not just the communities to be safer, but also help our customers to run their business and survive this difficult time. Oh, so this was the shortest webinar in my entire life. So those are the three solutions. Human body temperature measurement, flow control, and no mask detection solution. I just squeezed 10 minutes into 3 hours. If you'd like the full version of today, or the 3-hour version of this webinar, including all of the specifications, you can scan this QR code, and we can, of course, you can just write me on LinkedIn, and we can do a full version for you. All right, now I can breathe out. So thank you very much. I hope I didn't exceed the time too much.
Actually, you did it in 9 minutes and 26 seconds. That's probably your world universal record. Jacek, we heard your sprinting presentation, and DAHUA, as our partners, also have a few great solutions that keep people safe during the pandemic. Your question is, can you highlight a few examples of your recent installations, or how was the feedback from the customers, officials, and healthcare institutions, maybe directors or people who used it? What do they say? Did you help them, or did you put more technology to their back?
Well, that is a very difficult question, because I only have 2 minutes, and in reality, we have more than 20,000 installations already in the world. And in fact, DAHUA is the biggest provider of black body calibrators in the entire industry, as a matter of fact. And I get calls every single day, around 4 or 5 times a day, from hospitals, from governmental agencies. Our president, our government is actually physically secured with our solutions. And to be honest, I get phone calls about things that they could do in the future. Mostly, they are asking, because with DSS Pro, the software that we offer with the HBTM, the human body temperature measurement, they mostly want to know about how they can take it to the next level, how they can expand it, because they like the solution. And for technical part, during the webinar that I do, the full version, I also provide the link to a Dropbox folder with all of the instructions. We try to make it as detailed as possible. So the questions about the technology itself, how to set it up, are not so common, because everything is very clear, and the solution itself is quite easy to set up. It took me 15 minutes for the first time when I did this. But I have to say that I'm very happy that in many countries, those solutions are not just working in commercial sites, but they're working in those government sectors. They're working in many hospitals in Poland and all over the world. I could go switch to my PowerPoint and show you hours and hours of videos, because actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, of course. You saw that, I'm straight to the point, and I don't want to bore you with text. So
it's not boring, but when you talk about recent ones, then the response is good enough for you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this all happened in the last 3 months. So it's all recent. If you follow DAHUA Technology Poland website, if you follow any of those, Facebook's, LinkedIn, and you type in human body temperature measurement, the #1 solution that you see actually installed, not marketing BS, but installed, is our solution. So I'm very happy to also see that we have more than 200,000 views on the video that I made a couple of months ago. I casually made it. So that's great. And I'm very busy answering even comments on the YouTube from people from all over the world. But I love this, I love technology. So this is what I do.
That's great. So much views, and it's not adult video. Well done. Well
Not
done,
you.
Jacek. Well done, Jacek.
Although it's very, very, warm. When you look at the body, you see who's hotter and who's not. So.
Ah, yeah, that's good. Keeping you hot
And
and
by the way,
checking.
important information: you
Okay.
cannot see farts with thermal cameras.
Really? So that's an
You
upgrade
cannot. It's a myth. You cannot.
Okay, so it's a software for next season, or?
We're working on it.
Okay,
Not really.
good. So this is a part of the human society, global and huge change. You
Right.
mentioned that things usually people coughed when they did that, but now nobody's coughing, so it's
No,
very
not
strange.
anymore.
No, nobody's coughing anymore. Thanks,
Exactly.
Jacek from DAHUA. Of course,
Thank you.
we are still talking with our panelists. There was an interesting question that maybe all of you can answer, of course, in short manner. I'll be calling your name and then a little bit think about it and answer it as well. I just have to find it because there's like tons of them just arriving. But this one was like all together. Israel is asking because he knows some names and faces. So the question is, which solution from the new equipment being rolled out now for COVID-19 will continue to be in use or could be used for other use cases once we go back to normal? So do we have only solutions for now, or can we maybe use these solutions in future? Jacek, now it's your time. Come on, DAHUA, I'm listening.
How much I love this question. I'm just sitting here like I'm sitting, on some nails, because that's a perfect question, Well, when we talk about, for example, the most common solution, the most popular one, the human body temperature measurement, for example, right? It comes, besides the black body and the camera, because I didn't have time to talk about the whole set, it comes with DSS Pro, a software that integrates video intercoms, access control, traffic solutions, ANPR solutions, business intelligence, a lot of things. And actually, we have been updating DSS Pro almost every week with new features. We have a couple of thousand R&D, so it's been crazy. I'm really surprised how fast this goes. So there's this one thing, of course, CCTV, of course, right? That's the main thing. And with the IVSS, which is sort of like an NVR, but it's like an artificial intelligence server. It's a device that can hold 128 IP cameras. So you buy it now for the human body temperature measurement. In the future, you can add 100 more cameras. You can do, things similar to appearance search. I really love that name, by the way, Vigilon. I love how you call it appearance search. It's just a perfect name. I hope it's not trademarked so I can use it, So you can perform those things. You can do, of course, all the AI-based analytics for, smart city, including face recognition and all that. We could grow it and grow it basically without any limit. I told you today about the expansion of the crowd management, right, with the digital signage. So the options are endless. The options are really endless. I don't want to keep talking for hours, although I could. If you allow me, trust me, I will talk for hours about this. But this is actually something I'm creating a whole new webinar, a separate webinar about, okay, I bought this stuff. Now the COVID thing is over. What do I do? And I'd be like, boom, there you go.
There you go. We have it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we want to see you in Sarajevo, because we have to see it in person, in live, okay?
I miss the stage. I really miss the stage, so.
Okay, we have to do it. We have to do it like a little bit more.
DAHUA Technology, a world-leading video-centric smart IoT solution and service provider, has established a whole series of diversified product lines focusing on customer needs, providing integrated solutions for cities, industries, and commercial markets.